for Pond. We're going to go over the Zillow Academy again and what that means for you. And we're going to talk about our new and updated call blitz nights. And so we can go ahead and go to the next slide because I want to show you in the background how to access the new KV Core Ponds. You're going to go to your contacts, and up on top you're going to see numerous categories for you to choose from. Do you want to talk more about these categories?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about the market overall and what people have been saying for like the last 12 months. It's the reality is like production is down 30% across the board, 40%, 50% in other areas. And all I keep hearing on all the webinars and the coaching is that we all have to do 30 to 40% more activities to keep the same type of income that you were accustomed to before the market changed. Will the market change? Absolutely, but we're not going to wait on it. So an idea we came up with is we want to go after listings a lot more with this company. Listings always bring buyers. You guys always done a great job on buyer leads. So what we decided to do is create these ponds, and each of the ponds have thousands of leads in them. So if you're like, hey, I got to increase my conversations, I got to go and find some more business, I want to go after listings, it's going to take the work of you guys getting on the phones and having more conversations with people. So we have FSBOs, we have expireds, we have Clark County homeowners. We added thousands of new leads into the buyer pond as well. So it's all available to you guys. And I know Mojo was a little intimidating for a lot of people. So I said, hey, let's make this super easy. At the top of your dashboard, you can access thousands and thousands of leads. And then we have the script and role play book and everything you need in addition with our morning meetings to get the marbles out of your mouth. Get on the phone, start talking to people, building and nurturing clients so we can get some listings in, help your business. And obviously the buyer leads are there as well.
And I want to put someone on the spot here because this isn't easy. Real estate's not easy, gang, right? Developing that business and working on it, this is the hard part, and consistency is key. If you get in the pond today and call for an hour, do you think your chances are high on getting a gold lead right now? Probably not, but if you did that day after day after day, you better believe it's going to happen. So Aaron, can you throw that catch box over to Christian because he started his business for his first year in the pond in Mojo. So Christian, if you could enlighten everyone on what that experience was like for you and how you really dug deep to keep going and to get those closings.
Yeah, I mean, it was just building my CRM. It was just a flex pond at first, and I was just following up with all the leads that were within there. And then probably maybe not even 2 months actually, about a month, that's when I started getting people in the CRM, and then got a listing out of that, and a buyer and everything of nature. So it just all takes time at the end of the day.
And I remember asking Christian about a year ago, how many days has gone by the longest where you didn't get any conversations and you didn't get any meat and potatoes from this? And he told me 18 days. This was about a year ago. Most agents will quit after 2 or 3. But he kept going. I mean, he had that much will in him to go 18 days with nothing and to keep picking up the phone. And the guys had closings from Pond and Mojo. So great job, Christian.
Great job. Let's give him a round. And just to give us a quick idea, it's not easy. We know that, okay? So what's your schedule look like in a calendar? You block out how much time per day to prospect?
2 hours.
About 2?
I do it at 8 to 10.
8 to 10?
Sometimes I shift it, like for instance, like these meetings.
Yep.
I do it later in the day.
Okay, and that's what you guys got to think about. Hey, can I squeeze in a couple hours per day, 5 days a week, to really build up my database, get really good on the phones, and then start generating listings instead of spending thousands and thousands of dollars on leads? It's just the manual labor that you have to put into it.
Great. All right, so we're going to jump into Zillow Academy. We talked about this in our last meeting, but I wanted to talk about it again. At the very least, you participating and completing the Zillow Academy is going to teach you Zillow's best practices on how to convert and close on your leads. At best, it's going to put you on the bench to be on our Zillow Flex program, and I'll let you talk more about that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the best practices is a good way to sharpen up your skills. Sometimes we just get lazy with the market conditions feeding us leads. SOI is always nice to have somebody say, hey, I want to buy or sell a house with you, but we got to sharpen our skills. And that's why we wanted to put you through the academy originally. And then as far as getting Zillow leads from us, we've seen a lot of amazing leads come in. We've had a lot of closings. Right now, we want to build our bench. And what does that mean? We want to have all of you guys trained and everybody on the bench, and then when the listing inventory increases, the leads will increase. And when the leads increase, we're gonna have to say, hey, Corley, we need another amazing agent to come onto the team and accept some of these leads and build some business with us. Now, are there thousands of leads coming in right now? No. The plane, we were at hundreds, 2021, we were at 250 leads. Now we're down to like 80, okay? But as soon as the market swings up, we wanna be prepared, and we're being proactive. And then when Zillow comes in and sees all you guys in our team meetings and our sales meetings, they're just wowed. So like, we're just keeping a really good culture. We're keeping our eye on the pulse of, or the thumb on the pulse of the real estate market and where all this is going. So I like the proactive attitude, and I've had multiple people already do this. Maybe I'll just throw it down over here to Priscilla. You went through the academy, and you're, a one-year student. Did you learn anything from the academy that would be helpful?
Yeah, many things. There's more to this whole journey than just making a transaction, and Zillow is all about their customers and treating them as the everything. They are North Star, so we do everything with the best interest of our client, and Zillow just really niches down on that and makes us feel like it's more than just a business transaction. It could be more than that.
You nailed it. And what she didn't do is just rush through it to get it done. She's like listening to what Zillow's saying, going through the data points, and it might not be new, but it's something that we forget about. It's the client first, their journey, and then referrals later. And it's just kind of that revolving way that we should treat business. And we want to do that really professional, and we know that our clients are very special to us, and they're not a dime a dozen, right? So great job.
I love that you call them the North Star. That's so sweet. I love that. All right, another thing we are adding to the calendar, and we're going to be adding more of it, is our call nights. Now we're going to call them our call blitz. We're going to just blow these out of the water. It's all about culture. We eventually want to add other brokerages to come in and see what the heck we're doing in here. With our call blitzes, we're going to have prizes. We're going to have spin wheels for everyone who gets appointments. We're going to provide you with plenty of lead lists when you come. We're going to have food, music, all that good stuff. And it's just a good team bonding moment for us, and it's going to get you working outside of working hours.
100%. And like, if we're going to increase activities, I as the leader have to show up. I have to bring my game. I want you guys to attend. And if you want to know what it's looked like, yeah, food, prizes, drinks, we're going to have some fun, but we're going to start each meeting off with script and role play. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to jump on the phones together with you. We're going to be in the trenches, and we're going to start doing the call blitzes more often than not and make it a regular thing. And I think that could get you out of your comfort zone. Come sit down with us, kind of see like what Greg Martin would say on the phone. We're going to get seasoned people and new people in there, and it's just going to be really fun, and I know there's going to be business out of it. And then again, it's just going to make you better as activities on the phones and tracking your conversations. This is the future and what we want to double down on.
Awesome. All right, so we want to do two special highlights with our two top closed volume agents for the month of November. And we have Kate Kress and Reina Gonzalez. Good job, Ms.
Good job, guys.
All right, so Kate Kress came in with 5 closed units. Everyone, all of these were her SOI. So she has built a business over the last few years, maintaining her clients, getting past client referrals and repeat business, which is a beautiful world for an agent to live in. And you have Miss Reina Gonzalez. You're on year 2, correct? Yes, ma'am. Year 1. She had 3 closings from our Zillow Flex program. She's becoming a master on closing her agents, which will in the future become her repeat business.
Great job, guys.
So
great job.
All right, Marketwatch. I want to talk about down payment and the percentage coming from certain different categories. So Reina, what's one way for a buyer to have a down payment? Where is that coming from, the down payment?
If they have a really good loan officer, sometimes they have down payment assistance programs.
Okay, down payment. Where is another category someone would get down payment from?
Gift funds.
Gift funds. What else we got? 401k. Okay, good. All right. Savings, bank account. Okay, so
Savings.
lots of avenues. So Fewer homes for sale meant more buyer competition, which led to higher down payments as buyers utilized their pandemic-era savings to win multiple bid scenarios. So a couple of things happening there, right? There's still a lot of competition out there. You may be up against one or two other offers, so you need a stronger down payment to make it happen. Also, what's happening, to prevent a $4,000 mortgage, they're wanting to put more down payment to get that $4,000 down to maybe $3,600 to make it affordable for them. Okay? High mortgage rates also drove buyers to consider larger down payments to minimize the size of their mortgage loan at today's elevated rate. So by race, NAR produced us this graph here. So you have the different races down here and where the majority of their down payments are coming from. So you have savings, past home equity. So if you don't understand it, that means they have to sell their house, right? For instance, in order to afford this house, and they'll use that as their down payment. 401k, or they're getting it gifted from family. So we wanted to put this in front of you just so you understand what's going out there. We can go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, so we went over sources of down payments. You have savings, proceeds from a sale, gift from a relative, stocks, bonds, inheritance. But what really stuck out to me, guys, is only 1% is coming from down payment assistance. So that sparked a conversation in my head saying, gosh, I wonder if it's because buyers don't know what's out there and they're not being educated and we're not questioning it. So if Gabe, Corley, if you send Gabe your client, he goes, they do not qualify. We cannot do a pre-approval. What we need to have happen, and of course Movement Mortgage is great at this, is saying, aha, but there are all these other down payment assistant programs that could help pay for their down payment. So maybe your client isn't at a dead end so far. And there's plenty that's going out there. You have teachers, right, that can qualify for down payment assistance, service members, Native Americans, Black community, Hispanic community. There's a ton of different programs out there. So make sure you're questioning these if your client hits that brick wall.
Awesome.
All right, next slide. All right, and here's a look at what's going on in the past 7 days on the MLS. We have 3,800 SFRs with a total inventory of 5,000.
5,000, so inventory has, what's that? 5,000 only. Yeah, so like, I was just gonna say, inventory has been increasing. But Ada, not by a lot, not by a lot. This is the first time, I think, in maybe the past year that we hit 3 months supply of inventory. So good for us, we need inventory, we all know that, but it's only ticking up very slowly. And something in this graph that you wanna pay attention to is if we have 669 new listings come in the market and 633 of them go under contract, 10% always cancel, and you have 553 sold. That means we're just getting them maybe 50, 100 units every week or so coming into inventory as more inventory. So we don't see this big trajectory right now. One of the reasons, seasonality, right? We usually see the listing inventory kind of decrease. We see the buyer demand decrease during this time. And then if you look at the single family residences, 3,800 of those are available. So that's extremely low. We're still in that deep seller's market. And if the interest rates come down, this is going to go pretty darn fast. And I can tell you, out of these 3,800 homes, they're not all beautiful, $400,000 turnkey, going to move in. Yeah, we have 300 listings out of that are tenant occupied. So again, guys, the inventory is extremely low and listings are gold. So try to find them. Buyers are going to come out of the woodworks and just start calling you at that point.
So when a buyer says, Eli, should I buy a home right now? The answer should be, if you can afford it and you're positioned to buy a home, let's go look. Because if those interest rates get a 5 or a 6 in front of them, this is getting all gobbled up. And to his point, out of that 3,800, I'd be surprised if 2,000 are the move-in ready type of homes.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Is that 3 months supply?
3 months supply.
So closings are around 1,700 right now?
Yeah, they've been actually a little bit lower. We've been trending about 1,300 to 1,400 closings per month right now.
Okay.
Yeah. No, which is another thing to keep in mind, guys. And that's a good statistic. Is usually, or what we've seen in the past, Mike's nodding his head, is our closings were closer to 3,000 to 3,500 homes per month. So now we're down to 1,300 closings, But all of you guys are still doing business. The numbers still look pretty decent. So we just want to go out and capture more market share going forward. And the people who are not doing the work, what happens? And then the NAR stuff, what happens, right? People are going to start falling off and hanging up their licenses, and that's just going to drive more business to us. And anybody on the fence saying, hey, the market's going to crash, I mean, we've laughed at that for a while now. I don't think that's ever changing. But I wouldn't sit on the fence right now when I know market values could potentially go up 20, 30% if that buyer demand just starts to flood in and interest rates start going down. What would be an interest rate? If we're at 8, what number does it have to be for all the buyers to get off the fence and come into the market? One rough number. Anywhere in the 5s.
Yep.
Anywhere in the 5s. And Rob's extremely optimistic, and he's seeing good things coming from mortgage rates right now, that those rates could potentially start coming down a little quicker than we thought. I'm going to brace myself for quarter 3. He's saying quarter 2, quarter 1 type of numbers that are going to work, and we'll see who's right. But I'm going to plan for the worst outcome, which is this just keeps on dragging and dragging and dragging, so be it. If not, we're going to see a whole lot of other buyers come to market. Now, Corley, you have a question.
So out east, the trend is right now, the thought is that the feds are going to lower the rate 6 times next year.
6 times.
And that is just
I'll take 4.
bringing it down. You say 4?
No, he said.
I'll take 4. 6 would be fantastic.
So where do you get that information from?
It was on.
The Fed said that. Okay, that's news to me.
Some other economists met and some hedge fund managers, and they were saying, 2 to 3 is kind of what they were expecting, but it's pretty much everybody's saying, 2 to 6.
I want everybody to be into again.
Let's get ready for the Wild Wild West because it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun in 2024.
That's
Ada,
where
you
we're
have a
going to get
question?
all of our new listings.
That's right.
That election is coming, the interest rate is going to go down.
Yes, and we've seen that, 90% of the time when an election year rolls around, interest rates drop as well. Interest rates, gas prices. Hopefully foil. If you go to buy a thing of foil right now, it's 4.
That's what stuck with him.
Listen,
That's
I
what
got
stuck.
some. Wait. Yeah, follow me. Foil, a roll of foil is $15. How much are Mary? How much are eggs? $8. All right, we're gonna.
Foil.
Yes, sir. Ladies, we'll go shopping later. Hold on.
Those 5,000 properties that represent what you're saying 3 months, coming into the springtime run, that 3 months can literally in 1 month go down to 1 month inventory when those closings go up to 2,200, 2,300,
100%.
1.5.
Just like that.
Just like that.
100%.
literally.
Just like that. Inventory will drop extremely fast, and then even with new listing inventory coming in, there's going to be so many multiple offers on it, those are going to be going too. So, and what we were seeing a couple years ago is inventory was right about 1 month supply, 1.2, and then we saw it dip down to like 0.9 for a little bit, and then it came up just a hair. So, I mean, it's going to get a little bit nasty watching where this inventory goes now.
And we're all about forecasting. What we experienced during that time in 2021 is the right side of the fence is on the listing side, right? So we want to make sure you are prepared on how to handle listings properly. So we're going to go over that here in a bit. But that's what we're forecasting, guys. If that 5 gets in front of those interest rates, game over here. And I know I want to be a listing agent at that time.
100%. Yes, sir.
And if you got somebody with a debt that needs down payment assistance, they're not going to be able to buy at that point. So
Yep.
this is the time to get them in the
100%.
property in the next 60 days.
Should be screaming it to your database every single day. This is what we're forecasting. If you think you're going to if you're struggling to buy a home now, it's not going to be any easier next year. Ethan, next slide for me, please. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of the kind of a snapshot of what we've seen in the market stat sheet. Total inventory was 50-22. Last month it was 50-30. 3-month supply, and last month was 2.5 months supply. So this is what we saw on the bell curves, and then it started to go up, and I was getting a little bit optimistic that more was coming in, and then all of a sudden we flatlined again. And it was like, okay, that's December, that's January, that's February, that's what we're gonna see. Next slide, please. All right, sold, under contract, and cancellations. We've watched the buyer demand at its height. You know, we're getting a lot of contracts. We came down, we kind of hit this bottom, then we started climbing back up, and now we're going back down on the contracts. More of this is just this seasonality, a cyclical type of market. Nothing really too big to point out there, guys. I just wanted to kind of give you that idea. And we haven't seen any big changes at all in cancellations. It's always remaining the same. Next slide, please. Total price reduction. So in the winner circle, we go over market conditions on a regular basis. And I started seeing these price reductions go from 400 to 500 to 600 to 675. And I started getting really nervous that prices were going to start coming down right now, but then it didn't. Like those properties went under contract and we're back down to 403 price reductions, which is pretty level. There's no big scare tactic there like, oh, values are going to fall, you know, inventory's not going to come back, and you know, listings are going to, days on market are just going to skyrocket. We're not seeing that either, but we did have a little blip for a couple weeks there. And moving on to listings.
Yes.
Let's make it our focus for 2024, people.
Absolutely. And the way to start that focus is to make sure you have your listing presentations prepared and ready to go. I always tell you guys, have some in your folder, in your car, in your office, and at home. It's the last thing you want to be doing last minute when you're preparing. You should be preparing by studying the neighborhood, the comps, all the stuff around it, restaurants, shopping. You really want to understand and spend your time doing that, not preparing. So this is a reminder that all of this lives right at your fingertips in Element, right? So you go in Element, find these documents, edit them in Canva, get them, you can get them professionally printed out, or we print them out here for you, but we want to make sure you are prepared for those listings. Now, if you are a newer agent and you just don't really understand what a listing is and what your services are, just read these documents and you're gonna have such a good handle on what you're offering as a listing agent, okay? So you're gonna have your marketing services, there's a front and back, and again, if you just read this, you're like, I get it. I'm gonna offer up professional photos, a lockbox, just listed postcards, social media ads, for sale sign. I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and that's why I charge 5%. Okay, so you want to understand these things like the back of your hand. We have a 30-day calendar of what to expect during an escrow process. We have how to prepare for listing photos. It's a 3-page document. It takes the client through each room in their house and how to prepare before the photographer comes. It's small things, make sure the fans are turned off, lights are on, blinds open, toilet seats down, etc. And this, in my experience, is one of the seller's favorite documents. It's an actual utilities list. So when it comes time for them to shut everything down, they have everyone's phone number at their fingertips, and they're very appreciative of that. We also have a template for a folder in Element, so you can have that professionally printed as well.
And one of the things we did before we rolled this out to you today was we updated everything. The styling, the branding, and then we're gonna go into a seller's guide that we have. All of this is just like brand new now. So if you had older stuff, go in and redo it. Another thing to keep in mind is the competition at a listing appointment is going to get more fierce as well.
Yes.
The consumer's getting smarter every day. They know that values are going up. They know that the inventory's low. And if we're sitting here next year and you're going on a listing appointment and you're not prepared mentally, you're not ready to go be competitive, you don't have everything showing that you're a professional, and you can't articulate this in a listing appointment, they're just going to move on to the next person. And if you can get to a listing appointment, that's difficult enough. Get there, but you got to win it. You got to win it. And everybody's going to try negotiating fees, and they're going to look over your services. But a lot of people like doing business with people that they just like. So if you can just go in prepared and warm up to people. Jenny goes on, I don't know how many listing appointments for us. Every time they're getting signed, every time we're getting signed. So ask her, what do you do in your appointment to make sure that you get that win all the time? So I want you guys to keep that in mind. And again, we're being proactive. We're trying to get this to you today. So when we roll into the next year, we're all set up for success.
It's all about preparation. When you guys walk into a listing appointment, what if you saw Aaron walking out of that listing appointment, or myself walking out, or Roger walking out, or Steve Hawks or Platinum Realty walking out? You have to think to yourself, I still got this over their 20 years of experience because I understand my value and I'm confident in what I'm doing and I know what the heck I'm doing, right? That's the mindset you have to have, because as this market keeps shifting, it is going to be, like he said, very stiff competition.
And the few times I did lose a listing back in the day, it was because somebody came in knowing, armed about everything they wanted to say negative about me or my services or my reviews. Or they tried and tried and tried. They go, I know I'm probably going to walk in and Eric was already there, and I got to sell my services and combat what he was doing. So people are getting smart to it, like who offers what, how they offer it, what I'm going to say. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I'm a professional. I'm not going to say anything bad about anybody, but there's ways to spin all of this and make you shine so that you get that win.
Love it. All right, so now we're going to take a quick glance on what the seller's guide looks like. This is in a pamphlet form, so this is also available for you in Element. There's vocab, real estate terms for your client to understand, and each stage of the process. So very user-friendly. At listing appointments, my friends, I do not go over each and every single page, but the idea that your client will have something tangible to read at night leaves such an impression. I can't tell you how many times sellers have told me, you're the only one that brought anything. The other person just showed up. That looks unprepared. Whether that person was prepared or not, they might have been up here, but it's all about first impression and perception. So saying, I have this lovely guide for you to read at your convenience, that shows that the perception that you are prepared.
Tips and tricks. I went on a listing appointment over in Anthem. 5 people. All of us went in, all of us came out. I went back to the office and I put a mailer. And I said, thank you for the opportunity to meet with you. Got a call the next day, hey, we want to go with you. I go, well, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity. Why did you choose me over the other 4 agents? You simply went back to your office and sent me a thank you card. Okay? Little baby things like that can seal a deal. So if you don't know about little things like that, you got to come to our training, you got to talk to us, you got to be around. And look for these things online as well. They'll make you stronger. And sometimes it doesn't have to be all this crazy stuff. It could be as simple as saying, thank you for giving me an opportunity to come by your house and meet with you and your family.
It's sophistication and professionalism to do those little things. All right, we also have some good goodies for you in Element for after you get the listing. So how do you market the house, right? We have everything branded for you, from for sale signs, Instagram posts, postcards, open house flyers, etc. These are also things you can print and show at your listing appointment. Here's what I'm going to do and here's how it's going to look.
And don't forget, you guys all have an amazing CRM. It's light years ahead of a few other ones that are out there, and the KV Core playbooks and other ways to just get in front of your clients with really good information that is just highlighted from your CRM and seeing every move. That's also little things that help.
Now, after you get the listing and you start marketing the property and there's no showings, what do you think happens? That seller's gonna go, knock, knock, Raina, what the heck are you doing for me? You don't ever wanna let 7 days go by without any communication with that seller. So the next video, it's about 1.5 minutes, I want you to watch on how easy it is to send a weekly report to your sellers on what's going on.
Hi everyone, I'm going to show you a feature inside MLS that will help you communicate with your sellers. Now when you have active listings on the market, it's in good practice to communicate with your sellers how many views and saves are happening on this house. Now one way to do that is going into your MLS dashboard and selecting List Track over here on the bottom right. Now List Track is going to auto-populate reports for you that you can easily send to your clients. When you log in, you're going to select listings over here on the left. You are going to see any active listings you have right here in the middle, and you're going to select View Online Analytics. Now you're going to see where all of the views are coming from for this house. So you can see from Zillow, there's over 1,500. From CoreLogic, there's 759. Now you are going to select Preview Report. This is going to create a one-page detailed report on the analytics of this house so you can easily send to your clients. Over here on the left, you can see where the property views are coming from, which websites, and you can also see what cities are viewing your house as well. Then you can select here to see some more stats. You can go to report options to brand out your profile. You can download this as a quick PDF, and you can also schedule this over here, schedule report. So you can select how often you want this report to go out automatically to your sellers. This is an amazing feature to keep your communication strong with your sellers.
So it literally takes 2
Hi,
minutes
everyone.
to brand
I'm
this
gonna
out in your
show you a
profile.
feature.
It takes 1 minute to schedule this to go out. If we go over here, you can see what your client is going to get. And I wanted to share, when I first started using this a couple of months ago, I sent it out on the weekly schedule, and my seller responded with, "I love this site, never saw anything like it before, thank you," right? So it's impressive. It's that perception, like, I got a handle on this, and I'm going to make sure I'm communicating with you and that you have your eyes on the analytics of your house and what's going on. So it's one extra thing to do. It shouldn't be the only thing you're doing communicating, but it's one extra thing to do, and it works for you.
Where will that video be? I didn't know that.
An element.
Price reductions as well.
Yep. Yep, you set it and forget it. So we'll send it out after this again on Slack, and it's also an element.
There's nothing worse than like a client calling you and saying, what do you do for me? Why do we not have any offers? It's been 3 weeks on the market. And they don't really know from your listing presentation or consultation, like how far the listing syndicates to all of these sites. So when the listing goes live and like 6-7 days later, they're getting these reports and they seem like they're coming directly from you, it does wow them. It does make a change. So if anybody has a listing, go and do that now. We did it to every single listing we have for the company, and they're great, and they're branded, and they look beautiful.
Then in addition to this, I sit with my client or email them or get them on the phone call. Hey, here's what also happened this week. We had 3 showings. Here's the feedback I got, but let's keep going strong. We don't need to talk about price reductions yet. Let's see what the weekend brings us, okay?
Can I piggyback on that?
Yes.
But you're using Loom to film those videos, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it also, do I need this?
Yes.
Yep.
I think it also, if you can film that video, it'll save you a 30-minute conversation where 4 minutes of the conversation is actually productive, because it's easy to go on tangents with sellers, but if you're like, hey, this is what's going on, and here's what we need to do next, you know, and then you just email or text it to them, and you're like, hey, just text me back and just confirm for me that we can go ahead and process that price reduction or process, like, I'd rather do that than have like a 30-minute conversation where it's like going off topic and, you know, where it's not as constructive. So
well, not even that. I've used Loom so many times in my business with my clients. Another example is, what if our clients are busy and we know that, and it's such a chore for them to set a time for us, right? Hey, Heather, I wanted to give you a quick update on what the heck's going out in the market. This is to urge us even more to get out there and start looking. And I'll open up the market stats in Element, and I'm literally taking a Loom video of what's going on in the market and explaining it. And I send it in a text message to the husband and wife. They're like, great information about, this is awesome. Let's start looking. Okay.
But it's strategic without, and you can just, you know, put out your narrative without being interrupted in the conversation.
Yep.
Right? And it's just text me back and let me know that we're going to process that reduction. I'll send you the change order form.
Love it.
Looks like Eric at Sizzle Media made you a video star now. Because you do a lot of your business is leaning more towards video right now, and these are the little shortcuts that help. But you know, back in the day, we weren't doing those. But now you've implemented them across your all of your business, and it really works well.
I think it's good. I think it's just good to just like share your narrative without any blowback, without being interrupted, without them saying, you know, whatever they want to interject with, right? Which typically isn't very constructive. I know I sound like very impatient right now, but you know, that's who I am.
But sometimes our clients are impatient, so it works out.
But I mean, you know, it's professional, but it's also tactful in the sense that they're not going to interrupt you. You're not going to get stuck on the phone with them for half an hour about some dumb stuff. So.
Using your time wisely, my friend. Good job.
All right, first of all, Miss Mindy Brown, thank you so much for breakfast. After the meeting, guys, make sure you go and grab some from Rachel's kitchen. And then we're going to bring you up, and she's going to talk about how to get some upgrades and some more information for you.
Good morning, Mindy. We actually got a microphone for you. If you want to bust out some raps or anything for us, you know, we're cool with
Where's
it.
Ryan?
So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good? Can you believe we're like, you know, a couple weeks away from Christmas? I don't know where this started. You know, I started in this in May, and I feel like I've been doing this for years in some ways, and then I feel like it was just yesterday, and now here we are coming to Christmas, right? So first of all, I want to thank you guys, obviously, for everything that you guys do and sending your orders to me and your trust in me. It is so greatly appreciated. And then secondly, I wanted to let you all know I've been having a lot of Now, hot water heater claims. I mean, summer it was all AC, now we're coming into the hot water. What I am finding is, and I know Kevin went over this with everybody, and maybe people just weren't hearing it or reading about it or whatever, but me being new and educating myself every single day on new stuff I need to learn in this business, is most people, we had the Eagle Premier plan, which was the top tier one time. Now it's the Max plan. You had to add First Class Plus to get the additional coverage, which would cover would cover like different codes and mods outside of the home warranty. I have had, I kid you not, 7 hot water heaters in the past week that needed to be replaced. They did not have First Class Plus, and the new homeowners are out of pocket $600 to cover those costs. So my suggestion is when you're writing your contracts, put in the $750 for the Max. If that's too steep, then at least do the Eagle and add the codes, mods, and more, which really, technically, it's only a $40 difference. So I would just get the actual plumbing plus as well as the codes, mods, and more. And everybody kept telling me they weren't educated on it. They didn't know about it. If any of you want to sit down with me one-on-one so I can go over more with you, or you, when you're in the middle of it, have your clients just call me directly, I'll go over it with them. Because most of them are being written in of, around $600, $610 now, because that's the new pricing for Eagle Premier. But the $100 to add that codes, mods, and more to when the hot water heater has to be replaced saves them $600. They're going to thank you.
Is the hot water heater not included on the Premier?
No, the hot water's replaced, and the Holloway's replaced, and installing it's replaced. But the modifications, what we're coming into is these hot water heaters are 9, 10 years old now. The new ones that they're installing have new modifications that didn't work with the old ones, and those are not covered under the home warranty, and they're considered modifications. The homeowners are not understanding that. I have talked to so many homeowners that are just absolutely beside themselves that all of a sudden they get this bill for $600. I'm doing what I can to accommodate, but there's only so much I can do, and they need to realize that if they didn't have that additional coverage, that is why there's those out-of-pocket costs. Whereas if they'd had it was First Class Plus back then, if they'd had that, that would all be covered, because it covers up to that additional $1,250, and that $500-600 would be paid.
We never really say this though. Like, if I have an existing plan right now, can't I just call you and do a quick upgrade and be like, hey, I think my client or myself should get this right now?
So they can only do when they're in the middle of their claim, or not their claim, but their home warranty.
The contract.
They can only update it during the renewal period.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
No, good to know.
Yeah. So, but I have been telling all of them.
The day it blows.
Yeah, and say, yes, I want to upgrade. And on the renewal too, to add that, codes, mods, and more, it's $108. It's $100 during the real estate transaction, and it's $108 when they do it. So I just, I had one the other day, these people, and having dealt with them 3 years ago. Now, I was in agreement with them on this because the hot water went out 3 years. Okay, that's not normal, right? You get, even here with the hard water that we have that I'm finding is on the low end, it's like 7 years. If they don't have a water softener or whatever, and our water is so hard that it gets all these deposits in it. But usually you get about 9 or 10. This was 3 years. So I went to my management and said, look, we gotta do something on this because 3 years, we installed it 3 years ago, and now they have a $600 bill. They shouldn't be in this position in the first place to have that $600. But then I educated them on when you come up for renewal in January, add this coverage, because in 10 years from now, it's probably gonna be more than $600 for one thing, and there's nothing I can do for you. Now, I was able to get it all covered for them, but because it was a 3-year-old hot water, and you guys know I have a voice, I'm not shy, I'm gonna fight for you all day long, and I will do the best I can, but I'm also not the final decision maker, and so I need you to help me and educate and get that, and then if you don't, then come to me and I'll see what I can do on the back end.
If a hot water heater blows and my client wants to upgrade to a tankless, will you credit, like say tankless is $3,000 or something, their hot water heater blows, would you credit them any money towards putting in a tankless one?
We cover tankless water heaters. What they probably have to do is do a cash out. And cash out probably won't be that much. I've been seeing them lately. I've had a couple that did a cash out because they didn't want the brand that we were installing. They wanted to do a higher end brand that they thought would last them longer. And so they've been like, $800, $900, but so.
I had it where an AC went, and instead of the pump, the people said, we'll get a new AC, and they credited them like $1,500 or whatever for what the pump was.
Okay,
So,
yeah, so just.
That was a few years ago, I was just curious if that's something.
Well, the cash out, so we would just have to work it up, and Kim's very good. She finds all the loopholes. She's my area service partner, if any of you don't know who I'm talking about when I say Kim. So she's the one who takes over my claims. Once you guys reach out to me, then I have her get the report, make sure she gets the report and follows up, and then she actually takes ownership of it from the beginning until the end. And she will communicate with me, you, if you're a party to knowing this information, you know, I'll tell you, but she may not always be able to email you, and then your client. But prices are going up. I mean, this one that was the 3-year-old, 3 years ago, Kevin helped the same couple out. They didn't listen to Kevin back 3 years ago. Hopefully they'll listen to me. It was only $300 3 years ago for the non-covered cost out of pocket. But like I said, the hot water heaters are changing now. So all these modifications they're having to do are not part of the home warranty. So when they have to do all this, that's the homeowner's responsibility. And getting a bill for $600 is an ouch if they don't know.
Yeah, and I suggest everyone go to the website. If you don't have an agent, log in, create one right now, and look at the packages and understand all the different packages and the upgrades available. That way, when you're writing your RPA and you put the amount, you have a good understanding. Should I put $650, $850? Maybe I'm just going to go for the full $1,000, ask the seller to pay for it, and I'm going to help my buyer choose certain add-ons for it. So just go understand all the packages.
And just remember too, we have the water softener coverage and things like that. But if you want to know, I mean, send me the property address. I'll look it up for you. I had one the other day that didn't educate themselves. They were on a well and septic, and they didn't look at it. The TC sent it to me. I looked it up. I went back to the TC and I said, we're going to need a lot more coverage in this. They're going to be so unhappy if they don't have this coverage. So I went to the agent and she's like, Minnie, thank you. My TC was supposed to do that. I did the work, got them the coverage, and now they're all completely covered.
And that's why we value all of our partners, because all of you go above and beyond for us
and
as
I
clients.
will do
So
that
thank
for each
you.
and every one of you. So just reach out to me, but thank you for your support. And if, like I said, if you ever want to sit down one-on-one with me, I'll go over stuff with you. If you don't have time, I get it. Just send your clients to me. I'll go over it with them, help them, and then relay to you.
Thank you very much, Mindy.
Thank you, Mindy.
Yes, thanks for breakfast. We will. All right, very quickly, we just got a few minutes. Rob's going to come up here. We're going to go over interest rates, the new loan limits. I'm sure you guys have seen some fun social media stuff out there about the new loan limits, and then a boost program that Movement Mortgage is going to talk about. So we got about 3 minutes, gang.
Yeah, this will be super quick, even though there's a lot of us. Before I do, Andrew Corrales, stand up. This is Andrew Corrales, new to Movement Mortgage. You guys will see him quite a bit. He's Ed Corrales' son, for those of you guys who know Ed. Welcome to the team, Andrew. We'll have you up here in no time.
We got Corrales 2.0.
Interest rates, I'm going to spare you guys all the speculation and hyperbole. You know, we have our bet going. The future, you know, I'm optimistic. All indicators, though, in all seriousness, are moving in the right direction, primarily the inflationary numbers. This is the best we've seen and the most consistent movement that we've seen. So that's where it leads to you reading or seeing, like, you know, on TV, them talking about 6 reductions next year. It's real. But here's where we're at today. I priced out Matt and I an FHA loan this morning. Good borrower, so a good FHA borrower. With 1 point, it was at 6.75.
Wow.
That's where
a
we're
lot
at
better.
right now. Yeah, and so we've had a tremendous amount of movement just in the last month, you know, interest rate wise. Every time it goes down with that much, that just brings that many more buyers in the market. It's just common sense. So I know that target in everybody's mind is sub 6. We're not that far away. And this rug can get pulled out on us real quick. So the term I use is planting and harvesting. Plant your seeds now, and we're going to harvest it in the spring. But all that work you do now is going to be an exponential return when this market flips.
Amen.
So that's interest rates. Next slide.
And this, too, is going to be opening more doors for more buyers.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
There's some exciting news for 2024. They've set the conventional loan limits at $766,550.
Wow.
Also for VA, sometimes they can go higher than that if they're putting with certain conditions.
Just 5 years ago, that was what, in the 400s?
Less than 500,000, yeah. So that's
so
exciting.
In 5 years, wow.
FHA.
Once again, that's more potential buyers to the market.
In case for the newer agents, what's the why conforming or conventional? Why is that such a above that? If you finance it as a jumbo, there's just more hoops to jump through. It's tougher to. It's just generally tougher for the buyers. If we can keep them at this number or less finance, much easier.
And typically a
better rate. Little bit.
Those jumbos are usually little.
We're pretty competitive with our jumbos, yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty competitive. Oh, go ahead.
And then FHA, so far, it's still kind of up in the air. They haven't finalized it, but they think it's going to be just under 500,000 at 498, 257.
That was what, in the 200s?
right now.
That used to be in the 200s?
It's just under 500,000. I mean, that's pretty significant.
And just really quick, just to give everybody perspective, what was the conventional loan limit before 766? It went up how much?
727.
Okay, and the same with FHA. Both of these loan limits went up approximately $40,000 each.
I'm going to touch very briefly, because I know we don't really have a lot of time, but this product could take a lot of time to go over, so I'm going to just do the gist of it. We have our own in-house 100% down payment assistance program. It's an FHA product. It is, it's called the Movement Boost. We will cover up to 3.5% to 5% of down payment and or closing costs. The interest rate on this is going to be your regular FHA limit. The nice thing with this product is there's no prepayment penalty. Like some of your home is possible programs, they have to live in that for 7 years, and if they sell or refinance, they have to pay that back. This here, they can refinance out of it at any time. It does have a second on it, a second lien. They do pay that, okay? So that interest rate is 2% higher than what the rate would be on the first. So today it would be 7%. That means this here would be 9%, but it's just based off of the amount they borrow. So if it's a $10,000 that they're borrowing, they're only paying on that amount of the higher interest rate. Not only for first-time home buyers, so anybody can qualify even if they have bought before. And the nice thing too is 620 credit score. Home is Possible's a lot higher, 640 and above, 680 on some of them.
And if some of this is going over your head, please note that at 11:30, Jen's teaching mortgage, so it's a great opportunity to understand these loan limits, difference between conventional, what a jumbo loan is, and to get more details about this.
Yeah, and I'll finish this. I know we're short on time.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
This is
You're
a
good.
sexy product. This is the type of product that real estate agents get out there and promote. The people in Reno are actually doing like events where they're gathering, marketing, getting first-time home buyers in there. This is a true 100% down program. It's not a DPA because it does have the second, and they do pay on that second. But what you're getting is a way broader program that more people can qualify for. It's not just the income. Also restrictions on it. You had mentioned some of the other is huge. So there's so many less restrictions. The FICO requirement is lower. If you guys get out there and push a true 100% down program, it's going to generate some buyers out there. She'll give you guys, and all of you guys will educate you more on it, but this needs to be kind of that driving force to stir up some business.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick. So I'm actually closing the Boost program tomorrow. So my client makes $120,000. So the income restriction, it is a little more flexible. We can go up to $135,000 versus like being capped the Home is Possible at 103, or a few others being capped at like 90,000 or whatnot.
Can we co-brand these flyers? Yes. Okay, so reach out to our loan officers here to co-brand this flyer so you can share on your social media sites.
Yeah, and I'm teaching at 11:30, so if anybody wants to talk about this more, I can go more in depth with that.
Awesome.
With you guys.
Thank you, guys.
That was great.
Much
Thank
love.
you.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
Speaking of.
I love it.
Just kidding.
And bottom of my heart, thank you for using our partners. You guys know it means a lot to the brokerage for everything that we do over here. I got this beautiful slide showing, this deal count for the month of November. Movement Mortgage, we got a loan over. Landmark, we got 8 openings over there. Accomplished Home Inspections, we got 7, and then over to Mindy, we got 3 home warranties. So again, guys, all this business means a lot to us. Thanks again. Ethan, we go to the next slide, and yeah, big round for our partners, please. It's good.
So for our Sisu challenge for the month of December, we are going to do sold units. You can see Ryan here has been working with Sizzle Media, which is here with us today, so they're going to come up in a bit. But the winner is going to receive a sizzle reel and lifestyle video package sponsored by Aaron through Sizzle Media. So these are some highlights on what those could look like for you.
Ryan, did you see yourself up here? Okay.
The next video is of him rapping. That's on the next slide.
They came out good. That's part of his lifestyle.
They look great.
Yep. So sold units for December. We're going to get you guys your own video package. So that's going to be coming next.
And then our winner from November, which was under contract units, is our beautiful Raina.
Good job.
And she is getting a lifestyle photo shoot package over at Tivoli Village with MBF Photography. She's a wonderful photographer, does great work. So we will set that up for you, my dear. And we are so excited to show off our new spin wheel for Coblets. So we're going to let Miss Raina come up and spin the wheel for winning the month of November. And if you land on the mystery prize, that's going to be the mystery prize. If you land on that, is a spa package at GVR. All right, you get a new headset so you can make those prospecting calls. So we will get that over to you. Thanks, Miss Raina.
Thank you, Raina.
All right, we can go on to the next slide. We have Eric Rodriguez, who's a founder and CEO of Sizzle Media. Thanks for being with us, Eric. He's going to come up and talk a little more about his business to you all.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
I don't need the mic. I don't need the mic.
Okay.
Can everyone pull up their phones and go to Instagram real quick, please? Because I'm going to be filming everything related to the Alessi team. And I want you guys to be able to see it and share it and post it. So go to Instagram and search Go Sizzle Media. Please follow that. And then I have another task for everyone. Who, by a show of hands, has heard of CapCut? Who uses it actively? Okay, if you don't have CapCut, go to your app store right now and download CapCut. I'm going to give you guys some free game and knowledge right now. C-A-P-C-U-T, CapCut.
We were just
It's the most user-friendly, simple editing platform that's free. You guys can really post some high-quality videos in minutes.
Do you guys know those videos you'll see on social media? They're in a house and it goes slow and then it speeds up and then it goes slow and then there's a talking point and it goes slow. And that's the website that or the app that he's referring to.
Yep. Okay, and then one more thing. Go to your phone app. Take my number down. Half of the room probably already has my number. It's 702-325-6506. 702-325-6506. Please send me a text with your first and last name. Everyone in this room is going to get some content done, one way or another. Okay? And if you have any questions with CapCut, call me, do a Zoom call, do a FaceTime, and I'll walk you through it step by step. I'll do it for each and every one of you. It's very simple. Now, by a show of hands, who posts on their stories every day? 3 people? Okay. So, is there a reason why people aren't posting on their stories?
They're scared.
Yeah. Time management?
Intimidating.
Okay.
Not know what copy or content to put out.
Old school.
Check it out, guys. Hey guys, we're at the Alessi team sales meeting. It's amazing. We're at Green Valley, the district. Check it out. There's going to be more content to come. I literally just posted on my story. I mean, it's that simple. And if you're not doing it daily, you're missing out. Okay? It's very simple. And if you're intimidated, if you don't know what to do, you have my number now. There's no excuses. This guy has invested in all of you. He's negotiated very hard to put together a package to add value to everyone in this room. So what we're going to launch in January is I'm going to come here once a week, okay, for 4 hours. And there's going to be limited slots. 4 agents can come in and we're going to film content for 4 hours straight. So there's going to be demand. It's really what you guys want to do. In January, you want to hit the ground running. And if you do, you need to start filming video content. Ryan's already been filming. We work together every Friday. And his videos are great. They really are. Aaron's going to start filming regularly. Val, Bill. So it's really good. It's up to you. But one second. They've negotiated a package that's going to really take care of you guys. It's like 50% off. I have clients paying me $5,000 a month to film all of their content. So put that into perspective.
Corley, you just met with a social media expert the other day, and I said, send me her proposal. And you sent it over to me, and in the email it said, want to go down this path. I know it's valuable, but there's no way I can afford. How much?
I think it was $1,500 a month.
And that was for 3 posts.
3 posts?
3 posts. $1,500. And then for multiple posts, going up to 10, the package went up to $1,800 approximately. I looked at it and I told Corley, I said, wait, I'm bringing on a social media partner, and we're going to make this affordable for everybody, and we're going to offer it out to all of you guys so we can do exactly what he said, is hit the ground running and go viral. And it's not that difficult, especially these days and ages with all the technology that's out there.
Exactly. And the beauty about our company, guys, we're going to film it, we're going to direct it, coach it, edit it, and we're going to post it for you. So there's really no excuse. We're going to post it for you. We're going to put all the hashtags, the descriptions. You literally have to do nothing.
Yeah, and this is great if you are looking for another avenue of lead gen. I can personally talk about my experience. 95% of my SOI business is stemming from my Instagram posts and my DMs, right? That's the bulk of my business. So if you're wanting to add another lead source for you, this is a great way to start.
Yep, I agree. And it doesn't have to be all real estate jargon. It doesn't have to be strictly real estate. People want to know who you are, what you like to do. I was actually talking to Christian. I said, what are 3 things you like to do? You said you like to play the guitar, correct? What are the other 2 things? Golf? Golf. Okay, so there you go. He needs to film content around that. He may have 10 people who golf locally that could be real estate leads.
Just to piggyback off of that, my current deal I'm working with is an SOI, and she's from my plant life. Just showing that I love plants, growing plants, taking care of plants. That's how she's like, now she's buying from me.
There you go, proof in the pudding. Listen, I get it. You want to just start talking about market updates, interest rates, all this and that, but it's kind of saturated, right? It's kind of boring. You go on TikTok, Instagram, you see the same shit over and over. It's the truth. You need to start filming more organic, original content. And go ahead.
Where do you post it? Like Instagram, Facebook, what other?
No restrictions. So if there's any platform in the world that allows videos, we'll post it for you. I don't care if it's Rumble, LinkedIn, whatever. If you want it on a platform, we'll post it for you. Just give us the credentials, the logins, we'll do it. So it's not like, oh, we only do Facebook and Instagram. It's anything. There's no restrictions.
YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok.
Yep. I just got off a coaching webinar. They go, we're teaching our agents to post at least once a day with just content, like copy, an image, and then at least 1 video per week.
Yep.
That's easy. Anybody can do that. We're going to go exponentially farther with it, but not taking up all this time, money, and energy to do it. And once this whole group sits down and starts posting that stuff out, are you kidding me? We're going to take over that market share, and the buyers and the sellers will be falling into your lap. And it's so much easier to do that than door knocking or paying thousands of dollars for marketing flyers or et cetera. So I think this is going to be great. I'm excited. I've been the Wizard of Oz behind the scene for 20 years on purpose. I wanted to wait until something was right for us, and it was going to be something that I was going to be excited about, but do it the right way, right? And I think that's what's going to be most valuable working with you. Yeah. We have 100 agents on the team. We're opening it up to
20 only.
20 people only to go on this venture. So when I post, are you interested on our Facebook page or Slack, you guys got to let me know. The first 20 that get in, they'll have all the details. You let us know if you want to get into this group, and then we're going to start running full steam ahead in the new year.
And last month when Eric was here, he said our 2nd and 3rd place winner from our CSU Challenge, he would sponsor a video shoot for them. So if we go to the next page, I want to congratulate Miss Julie and Zach. So they're going to get a 2-hour video session with Sizzle Media. So we'll make sure to put them in touch with you.
Are they present?
They're not.
2-hour session. Yep, they're out showing homes today.
Think about this real quick. Think about when you made a call and you got hung up on it, and you didn't get a chance to convey your message, right? When we create content, now you can really speak that message, and it's going to live on your page forever. I'm sure you got valuable nuggets, things you've learned. You're like, hey, if you would have just listened to me for 10 more seconds, I would have told you the value of working together, right? But you got hung up on it, or you don't get replies, or you left on red. Now the video content, that's going to be able to live, and they have no choice. You can text it to them, you can email it to them.
Not only that, this is the new door knocking. When people are in bed, right before bed, they're watching you. Like, you're not going to phone them at 10 p.m.
Right.
But they see you at 10 p.m. when they have the moment and they'll remember.
Oh, I get phone calls at 10 p.m.
Okay, well, sorry. I won't call you at 10 p.m.
It's very true. And one of the things I love best about Eric is like so many ideas because he's been doing this for so long. So if I get hung up on data, right? He's like, hey, no more data. Let's talk about just what about this or what about that or what about, helps you with all the copy and content so that you're not like trying to rack your brain on what I should be saying. He's got a million freaking ideas that we can use.
Yep. All of his information is updated in Element, so you can go take a look at his website. His email's in there. You guys now all have his phone number and Instagram handle. So thank you very much, Eric.
Cool.
And we look
Thanks,
forward
Eric.
to working with
Appreciate you, man.
Yes. We don't do any still images. It's just video content exclusively. Nice. Cool.
Love it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, our November awards. Before we switch the slide, I want to talk about who we chose for our Rookie of the Month. Our Rookie of the Month is someone who started in this industry, completely different industry for them. They came in with no BS. They said, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be scared of it. I'm going to start posting on my social media, making my own videos every single day. And this lovely lady is killing it. So Miss Heather, congratulations on becoming our Rookie of the Month. I mean, she is fearless. She's just coming in and says, I need to get the job done. What do I need to do? So congratulations.
Good
we love
job.
having you on our team. All right, we have Raina, our leader for Top Conversations at 260. That's not easy, but you did it, so good job. Appointment Mets, we have Christian Carruthers at 10 for the month of November. Kate Kress is a leader in closed units at 5. Raina is our top selling agent with 993,000. Kate is at 1.7, and we have our lovely Rookie of the Month, Miss Heather. So
Good round, all of you guys. Good job. Good job.
Our top 3 in volume, we have Kate, Raina, and Anna Marie. They killed it. We added some new people to our award winners, and we can't wait to get this party going next year.
Yeah, baby.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We are around if you have any questions. Before we do that, do we have any cultural shout outs? So does anyone want to shout out a fellow agent?
Come on, don't be shy. We got somebody that loves somebody in here.
Shout out to our new ZillowFlex agents, Scott and Rex. They have been asking me questions about how to succeed in Zillow, so it just lets me know that they're anxious, they're ready.
Love it.
All
So
right.
dedicated.
Good job. Good job.
Anybody else?
All right. Well, I'll give a
right.
shout out to this team. You're all amazing. Keep at it for the next couple weeks before we break.
Shout out to Ethan Jr. too.
Okay.
He helped me out last week on a few things.
All right. All right, EJ, you're getting one from the team. Good job. Just keep. Shout out.
Oh.
Okay.
Thanks. Oh, thanks, Mary. That's very sweet. Thank you. Thanks, Mary. Thank
Lies,
you.
all lies. And yeah, absolutely. You got a shout out for the team for sure.
So as the newbie going to the holiday party, I did not know what I was going to walk into, but shout out to everyone that not only went, dressed out, and had a
Aw.
fabulous time. You showed me that this is where I was supposed to be.
Oh, that's sweet. All right. Happy prospecting hours,
Happy.
guys.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much.
Recording stopped.